Well, the House of Representatives still has no speaker, but many in the GOP are committed to nominating a strong conservative that will govern as a conservative. So the question becomes, is it worth the fight? Some Republicans disagree.
We should be embarrassed as a party, quite frankly, about what's going on in the House of Representatives. I mean, these guys and women look like a group of 11th graders trying to pick the junior class president rather than the Speaker of the House.
Joining me now is that man right there, 2024 presidential candidate, Christie. Just you want to weigh in on Emmer dropping out just recently, Governor?
Look, it's just a continuation of the same old show. They can't make a decision, and it doesn't give people a lot of confidence in governing when folks can't make a decision. And this goes all the way back, quite frankly, to the 8 who made the move to get rid of McCarthy. I think they fired him without cause, and they had no plan on how to figure it out afterwards.
Hold it, Governor. I gotta hold truth to power. Fired without cause.
Who's the power, me or you?
You. I'm holding the truth to you. You just said they fired McCarthy. McCarthy cut a deal to become Speaker, meaning that only one person, one GOP member, could vacate the seat or motion to vacate the seat. That's cause right there. He handed it to him.
No. The decision to fire him was without cause. 8 of them had no real reason to get rid of Kevin McCarthy. And then when they did, they had no plan to replace him because they're not concerned with governing. What they care about is just, getting more hits on their websites so they get more donations. The fact is that we now have got 3 weeks. We've got a crisis in Israel. Our greatest ally in the Middle East and maybe our greatest ally in the world needs our help. We can't do anything. We've got the Russians continuing in Ukraine. We can't do anything. We've got a crisis at the southern border. We can't do anything because these people can't get the hell out of their own way. And the fact is that any Republican should be pissed at this point that we're going 3 weeks without a speaker because these people can't govern. It's absurd.
Well,
and Donald Trump, by the way, contributed to this today by going after Emmer after the guy was already dead, trying to take credit for it.
Well, I mean, there are those who say McCarthy didn't do as he promised with the 12 individual bills, which he was going to do, and he never brought them. Anyway, let's move on. Another big topic is we're hearing reports today that Joe Biden is advising Israel to hold off on their ground invasion of Gaza. Why do you think that would happen? You think it's true?
I don't know what he's advising them, but I'm pretty sure that Benjamin Netanyahu will make that decision on his own without deferring to Joe Biden. Look, he's got to protect the territorial integrity of Israel and the safety of his people, and he's got to retaliate for the awful murders that were committed by Hamas on October 7th. And I think he'll do that, Eric, as soon as he knows the best way to do it. I was listening today to General Petraeus, who said that an invasion of Gaza makes the invasions of Mosul and Fallujah look easy. And we know how hard those were. Mm-hmm. So, I think they're being smart about taking their time, making their judgment. I doubt it has anything to do with deferring to any advice Joe Biden's given them.
Let's take a listen to Donald Trump, who says if he were president, this would never have happened. Listen.
If I were president, Israel would not have been attacked. It was viciously attacked. It would not have been attacked. Ukraine would not have been attacked. You take a look at what's going on throughout the world. The world right now is a mess.
Well, before you jump on it, Governor, the scoreboard shows that he's right. He was here for 4 years as president. There was Russia wasn't attacking anyone, nor was Hamas attacking Israel or anyone else.
No, all Donald Trump did was set up the predicate for it to happen by kissing Vladimir Putin's rear end every time he could, by cuddling up to him, by refusing to give Ukraine the weapons they needed to protect themselves. He set the predicate for that. Also by saying that he was going to pull out of Afghanistan. He showed our weakness, and he would have done that if he had been reelected. He set up the predicate for all of this. And then when Israel's attacked, he calls Hezbollah very smart, and he says that that Benjamin Netanyahu's a problem. He attacks the sitting prime minister because he had the temerity to call Joe Biden and congratulate him for winning the 2020 election. It's all personal with Donald Trump. Me, 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 me. As the world burns, he continues to talk about himself. What he should be worried about is that he's, instead of helping to settle the speaker fight today, Eric, he's sitting in a courtroom listening to his former lawyer testify about how his entire business empire is a fraud. That should be his bigger concern today. It has to be his bigger concern, rather than worrying about the House of Representatives or what's happening in Israel or what's happening in Ukraine. And by the way, that's just the beginning, because that's the trial he only has to voluntarily show up at. His criminal trials, he's going to have to be there and not be out on the campaign trail campaigning against Joe Biden and the Democrats.
I certainly wish you'd get behind the guy. No, I know you're running against him, and I get it, but we got some big fish to fry in the world. One of them would be Iran. I don't know. I think, like it or not, the world was a safer place when you didn't know where he's coming from. He kept these world psychopath leaders at bay, kept them on their heels, and like him or not, it worked. Final thought, Governor.
Yeah. Look, by cuddling up to Vladimir Putin and calling him an excellent leader, by cuddling up to Kim Jong-un, by cuddling up to Erdogan in Turkey. He didn't keep the world safer. He set the predicate for the violence we have now. And what he did also was he gave us an incompetent president in Joe Biden because he lost re-election to him. All of those things are his fault and his responsibility. And today, all he can talk about is himself. Rather than what's going on in the world, it's me, me, me. This wouldn't have happened if I were there. He doesn't say what he would have done differently. He just makes it as a declarative statement. The same way he said he was going to build a wall across the entire border of Mexico, which if he had kept his promise and had Mexico pay for it, we wouldn't have the immigration problems that we have today. But instead, Eric, he built 52 new miles of wall in 4 years. He only needs 110 more years as president to finish the promise he made in 2016.
You are a funny guy. I love having you on. My audience blows a gasket every time I do, but I enjoy having you on. Governor, I'll take it you're not going to vote for Donald Trump if he's the nominee. We've got to leave right there. Governor Chris Christie, thank you.